Have you ever just stopped and wondered how our incredibly complex world actually works? I mean, really think about it. How can products made in a dozen different countries by a dozen different companies all fit together perfectly? Well, it turns out there's this invisible language, a hidden force that brings order to all that potential chaos. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that force, the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO. So what exactly is this hidden language that keeps our world from falling apart? And this quote from the organization itself really gets to the heart of it. We've all been there, right? That frustrating moment when a plug doesn't fit, a service fails, or a system is just impossible to figure out. That feeling? That's a world without standards. It's a world of constant, low-grade chaos.
Just take a look at this. This is so much more than a ship full of boxes. This is a masterpiece of global choreography. You've got a shipping container made in Germany that fits perfectly on a ship built in Korea. That ship gets unloaded by a crane in Singapore onto a truck that was made in Japan. How in the world does that happen? Well, I can tell you it's not magic, and it is definitely not an accident.
Right. So that's the world we're trying to avoid, a world of total chaos. To make that incredible coordination possible, we need a system. So let's dive into the organization that provides that system and what it's doing for us every single day, often without us even knowing it. Okay, so this is ISO, the International Organization for Standardization. Now, the two most important things to grab onto here are non-governmental and global experts. This is not some world government handing down rules from on high. Nope. It's a neutral body where the smartest people in their fields, we're talking manufacturers, scientists, regulators, you name it, all come together to find the best solutions to problems we all share.
And here's a great little fun fact for you. You probably think ISO is an acronym, right? Well, it's not. It actually comes from the Greek word isos, which means equal. The founders were brilliant. They chose this name because no matter what language you're speaking, the short form is always ISO. It perfectly reflects their core mission, to create equality and consistency all around the world.
And this whole mission kicked off right after World War II. Think about it. It's 1946. The world is in pieces and trying to rebuild. Delegates from 25 countries got together in London because they knew that to rebuild global trade and, just cooperate, they needed a common set of rules. A year later, ISO was officially born.
And here they are. These are the folks who started it all. This isn't just some old, dusty photo. It's a powerful reminder that this huge global system began with a group of real people sitting in a room who shared this vision for a world that was more orderly, safer, and more efficient, all built on agreement and shared knowledge.
So we know who they are. We know where they came from. But what do they actually make? What's the real, tangible result of all this expert teamwork? Well, that brings us to the very idea of a standard.
This is the key. An ISO standard is not just some boring rulebook. I absolutely love this description. It's a formula. It's the distilled wisdom from thousands of hours of work by people who are true masters of their craft. You can think of it like a recipe for excellence, whether you're building a product, managing a company, or delivering a service.
And the scale on which this distilled wisdom is created and then put to use, well, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Let's just try to get a sense of the sheer size of this global network.
First off, the scale is genuinely global. We're talking 175 member countries. That means voices and experts from pretty much every single nation on Earth are part of the conversation.
Those members then make up over 800 technical committees. You can think of these as the specialized workshops, the real engines of ISO, just packed with experts who focus on everything from the exact size of screw threads to the ethics of artificial intelligence.
And what did they all produce? This incredible library of over 26,000 international standards. That is a formula, a recipe for the best way of doing things for just about every industry you can possibly imagine.
But look, these big numbers are impressive, but they only really matter because of the impact they have on our everyday lives. So let's bring this down from that huge global scale right into your world.
So how does this actually affect you? Truth is, you see the results everywhere, even if you don't notice them. When a company is serious about quality, that's often ISO 9001. When they manage their environmental footprint, that's ISO 14001. How about keeping your data safe online? That's ISO 27001. These codes are basically badges of trust that make our food safer, our workplaces less dangerous, and our technology way more reliable.
And the impact gets even bigger than that.
These standards are actually powerful tools for tackling the world's greatest challenges. They're directly tied to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, giving us practical frameworks for everything from climate action and clean energy all the way to protecting life on land.
But ISO isn't just about solving the problems of today. It's really all about the future. In fact, its most important work might be tackling the complex challenges that are just now appearing on the horizon.
Just think about the biggest, most complicated issues we're facing. Artificial intelligence, climate change, making our supply chain stronger, cybersecurity. ISO is right in the middle of all of it, setting up the conversations and building the agreements we need to create the standards that will guide us safely into the future.
So if you take just one thing away today, let it be this beautiful metaphor. All those container ships, all those tech companies, all those different countries, they're make musicians in a giant global orchestra. And ISO? Well, ISO provides the sheet music. It's that shared framework that allows everyone to play together, creating harmony out of what would otherwise just be noise.
And that really leads us to a final, big question for all of us. As our world keeps changing at this breakneck pace, what's the next huge challenge that will require all of us to come together and agree on the best way of doing things? What's the next piece of sheet music we all need to write together?